felt like not doing anything, just laying around for a phase of my life or a period of my life meant that my life will stop moving forward. My life will not progress. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hey girl, my name is Lucy. I always say to stay subscribed. We have a good time on this channel. I'm going to talk to you guys about what to do when you feel unmotivated. Without further ado, let's just jump right into the video. That feeling of being unmotivated, not wanting to do anything, not wanting to get out of your bed sometimes, not wanting to be productive, you're just there. Your body is naturally just in a stale state or just in a floating state. That is normal. It is normal. It comes naturally to all of us. We all can relate to that feeling. Myself most especially. When you're juggling so much in life, you get into this phase sometimes where you just don't want to do anything. Your body isn't responding to you being your natural hardworking self or your natural go-getting self, if that makes sense. You try even to push yourself to do more, but your body naturally just shuts down at this phase or this period of your life. Now, some of us have actually mastered getting ourselves out of this situation or understanding this situation and managing it in our lives, while we have others that are struggling, and this is the reason why this video would be helpful for you. I'm going to try my best to explain how I deal with the situation, what it actually means, like the reason why you're feeling the way you're feeling, and I'm going to recommend some things you can do or some ways you can get yourself out of this funk. That's what I call it. Let's talk about the fear of the moment, which is the fear of feeling unmotivated or the fear of being unproductive, right? I know a bit of experience. I felt like not doing anything, just laying around for a phase of my life or a period of my life meant that my life will stop moving forward. My life will not progress. I would try my best to push myself so hard to be productive, be motivated, do the things that I do on a normal basis. In my Soft Woman video that I recently posted, I talked about us having both the masculine and the feminine sides in us as women, and I said in that video that because of the world we're living right now in 2023, like our Gen Z world, our 2023 living, I have to be clear about it. We are always in our masculine energy. We're always working hard. We're always trying to be go-getters, achieve this and achieve that, goals up and down. Now, life and our body generally recognizes these two different parts of us as human beings and especially as women, and when we're riding one side a little too much, sometimes our body has to stop us and remind us of the second part, wanting us to tap into that second part to relax. That's where the unmotivation comes, and that's when the burnt out comes. That's when the not wanting to do anything phase comes. That's your body naturally telling you to slow down and lean into your feminine energy, relax, enjoy the phase, and just don't do anything, which is completely fine. Your life wouldn't stop or decline or go backwards, or you wouldn't progress if you just take some time to dwell in the moment, which is the first thing I want to recommend. Dwelling it, embrace it. It is good. It's a good time. Like I said, it's your body naturally telling you it's time for a break. It's time for you to slow down to prepare you for the next phase. I always believe that life is in cycles and phases. So you get a phase where it's time for you to take a break so that you have a clear mind, a sound head. That's your body trying to prepare you for something way better. There's no need to fear it. There's no need to feel guilty that, oh, my life is on standstill at the moment. I'm not doing as much as I used to do. I am not productive, because that's the thought I usually would have in my head. Okay, it's just not moving, and as it's not moving, I'm not progressing, I'm not being successful, my goals are not being met. That's not true. If you're constantly on a treadmill or constantly riding a bike, like I told you guys in my previous video, the Soft Woman video, you're always going to be tired because you have a goal in front of you, because you're trying to achieve that goal. You wouldn't realize that your body needs a break. Your body will naturally tell you that you need a break, and that is you being unmotivated, you not wanting to do anything, taking a break, relaxing and refreshing. Where it doesn't become refreshing is when you push yourself a little bit too much in that phase, or you pressure yourself to get out of that phase, or when you don't properly embrace the phase, go through it smoothly, come out of it feeling refreshed. Then you wouldn't feel refreshed because because you didn't embrace the phase. I always would recommend dwelling in the moment, embracing it, understanding that this is not time for me to be feeling guilty. My life is not going to stop. Nothing is going to change. I'm just going through a phase in my life that is necessary for my growth. That is how you're supposed to see it. The next thing that I do is to take that time to calm myself down. What I do to calm myself is I pray, and sometimes I might not pray. I might just listen to a lot of like gospel songs, or if you're not even that kind of person, just listen to a lot of relaxing sounds or relaxing songs that you know that generally calms your spirit. And that's the reason why I always say to know yourself, know what you like, what you don't like. You have to spend a lot of time with yourself, and this moment you can also take that time to spend time with yourself. Take that time for yourself. It's for you to relax, be calm, get in touch with your body again. What makes your head clear in moments where you feel that fog? For me, prayer. Sometimes I may not have the strength to pray, and that's just the truth. I listen to songs that calm me down. I love gospel songs because they lift up my mood. Like earlier today, before I even started filming, I was in not a bad mood, but I wasn't just in good spirits. Like I wasn't as bubbly and as happy as I would be, and I just turned on gospel music and it just relaxes me. That's what works for me. I definitely recommend for you to try if you've never tried. It's like I just get a natural relaxant, and then my focus starts to switch, which is the third thing I recommend. Understanding what should be your focus at that time. That moment or phase of you feeling unmotivated, not wanting to do anything, what should you focus on, right? Focus on the smaller things. In life, as human beings, we focus on things that are hard. So we, at this moment, will focus on the fact that this moment is even happening. And because it's a natural phase, it's not something that we deliberately put on ourselves. It's harder to come out of, because you feeling unmotivated is not something that you decided one morning that, oh, I want to feel unmotivated today. It's nature, it's your body. You're trying hard, you wish you could be productive, but it's not just working, right? So it's not something you can control. That's why it's a difficult phase to go through, and that's the reason why we fear it so much. But if you shift the focus to the smaller things that you can't control around you, it goes by smoothly. Because it's a hard phase, we tend to focus on how to actually get ourselves out of it so much that we don't appreciate the little things that are going well during that phase. Because like I said, your life doesn't stop. I mean, think about it this way. Weren't you being productive before this phase? Do you think all that hard work is going to go to waste just because you're going through a phase of being unproductive or unmotivated? Absolutely not. So there are things going well in your life at that time, which, to be honest, the reason why you're feeling the fear and you're feeling the pressure at that time is because of what's in your head about what you should be doing at that time. Who says that's what you should even be doing at that time, if that makes sense? Focus on the smaller things at that time. So say, for instance, are you able to get up and at least make yourself lunch like 2 days out of the 3 or the 5 days that you feel unmotivated and not wanting to do anything? That is progress. Stop trying to hold on to the harder things, like pushing yourself or pressuring yourself out of feeling the way you're feeling at that time. And the main reason why you feel all these bad feelings when you get into this phase is because of expectations. So I want you to understand that the reason why you feel how you're feeling is because of the expectations that you have of yourself or other people have of you, which is my next thing. That's the only reason why you feel the way you feel. Because if you didn't have those expectations of yourself on a daily basis, you wouldn't feel like you're not doing enough. Or people might have these expectations for you to deliver on a daily basis, and that's the reason why you feel like you're supposed to be meeting those expectations for them. Understanding perspective is what gets you out of different situations as a human being. This is not even as a woman right now, this is as a human being. Understanding and digging deep into situations and events that happen in your life will give you perspective, like clear perspective. Ask yourself some questions like, why do I feel horrible about not being productive? Is it because I feel like I'm letting somebody down or I'm letting myself down? You need to ask yourself that question. And one thing I want you guys to also understand is when you beat yourself so hard or feel so bad about being in that phase, you could easily slip into another psychological situation that you don't even want to slip into, which could be anxiety, depression, and the rest of that. And honestly, we don't want that. That's the reason why I'm trying to make you understand this phase of your life, to properly manage and understand it, getting by it or getting through it. Because we make something a problem when it's actually not a problem. The reason why you're feeling the way you're feeling is because you have an expectation of what your day should look like, what work should look like for you, the things that you should get get checked out in a day. Ask yourself, is it a crime to take a break from my daily routine? Is it a crime to just relax and not have a routine at all? Is it so bad that I'm taking 2 weeks off to just relax? Is it so bad that I am not delivering at this phase of my life just because my body isn't letting me? Like, what's so bad about it? You need to constantly ask yourself, you need to constantly remind yourself. If you need even a clearer mind, a clearer thought, a clearer perspective, take a walk. Go outside, embrace nature. I don't mean people, I mean air. Just go out, take walks. I've told you guys so many times on this channel, you'll be so surprised what walking can do for your life. Like how walking can really change your life. Taking in fresh air. I take walks for different reasons. To think, to organize my head, to organize my life, fitness. Every single thing. Just 2 days ago, I and my friend were talking and then we realized that we both had such a day. We decided that after work we're just going to ride bikes like around the city, and we did that at night. It was so refreshing, it was so therapeutic, it was so calming and soothing. Oh my god, like I absolutely love moments like that where you're not really doing as much, you're just walking, you're just riding a bike around the city, you're just walking to the city center, walking by a nice view. If you have a beach in your city or in your state or whatever, you can just go there. Like just having those moments for you to connect and touch with nature and life helps you get through this phase. One thing I would not recommend that you do when you're going through this phase is consuming content that would worsen your situation. You all know what I feel about social media. You all know how I feel about taking breaks from social media, which I'm going to make a whole video about how to take breaks from social media, how I do it, being a content creator that has to be on social media. I'll make a video like that. But if you're going through a low moment in your life, which I don't necessarily think this is a low moment, like I said 1 billion times in this video, but if you're going through a phase where you're feeling like your life isn't moving forward, you're feeling unproductive, you're feeling unmotivated, I don't think consuming content that reminds you that your thoughts are valid is what you should be doing at that time. Sometimes it might even be positive content, but it just doesn't resonate with you at that time, and then you start to feel bad and ask yourself why it doesn't resonate with you at that time. So you're adding problems on top of a problem that isn't a problem. If you don't want to get out of social media completely, you can just unfollow pages, mute accounts, mute pages and all of that, so you don't actually see their content while you're in this phase. You can obviously undo all of it when you're back to your normal self, when you feel yourself again, if that makes sense. And to be quite honest with you, at this point when you have actually done all the things that I have spoken about and you have probably understood everything that I've said, you're doing it, okay, you're definitely going to be feeling better, I can guarantee that. Now I want you to understand, you need to start small, because I feel like where people fail woefully is when they do the work to a certain extent and then they start to feel better, they start to want the things that they usually would want, or they start to do the things that they usually would do, but they start heavy and then they kind of slip back into it, or it's not as effective or productive, then they feel bad and kind of slip back into that unproductive state, if that makes sense. And that's the reason why I definitely recommend baby steps. Baby steps with everything obviously yields a better result than actually going full force into things and expecting, like, you know, bigger results. But set small expectations and goals for yourself. You cook yourself a meal like 2 days out of the 5 days. That's celebrating small wins, and learn to like appreciate those wins. Okay, I think I'm slowly getting out of this phase. Appreciate and be excited for those small wins. And actually generally in life, I always say to set short-term goals and long-term goals, and also be grateful when you achieve those smaller goals, because they create room for growth and also create room for the bigger picture or for the bigger goal, even if it's the tiniest goal. So normally you would work out 1 hour a day. If you can cut that to 10 minutes, 5 minutes, that is progress and you should be proud of yourself. You might be going through a tough time right now and you think you're not going to get over it. You will get over this phase, I promise you. You cannot grow if you don't go through these phases. These phases are essential for your growth. You've heard this before, the only thing that is constant in life is change, and change has to happen, even the uncomfortable ones. And you already know that comfortability is actually one of the huge problems that we face as human beings, because we could easily get comfortable in a certain lifestyle in a certain way, but then not realize that we're holding ourselves back from growth. Life happens like this in phases just for us to move, like get out of that comfortability. Life wants you to be inconvenient so that you can move your body, you can get into a deeper and better space in your life. It is okay to do absolutely nothing at a phase or at a time or at a period in your life. It is okay to lean to your feminine energy, okay to just allow life to flow at a certain point in your life. And now I hope this video helped you to understand this phase of your life, and if you're going through this, I am definitely with you. I relate with you, and I'm always here to give my opinion, my 1 cent or 2 cents on the situation. You can reach out to me on social media, which is definitely linked in the description box below. I'll do my best to definitely come through when you need me. You can also let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. We could have a chit chat about how you're feeling. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll definitely see you in my next one. Bye.
Those of you that are listening in your car, at your job, you at home, I don't care where you at. Turn this up right now, cause we're about to go in. Hey.